Okay, well, we're here for another Academy match day. We're back on our normal Wednesday, as opposed to Friday, when we were last in action. Joined once again by Director of Football and Manager of the Academy A side, Jordan Clark. Jordan, good to see you.
See you, Dan.
We didn't get a chance to catch up at the end of Friday's match against Dartford, unfortunately. I know you were pressed for time. You had other commitments. Unfortunately, it was a 4-1 defeat for the lads in the end, but I mean, we couldn't have created any more chances, could we? I mean, that's the most chances we've created, and I've been to all the games this season and seen that firsthand. So again, another measure of, in spite of the loss, another measure of the improvements we're making. But just get your take and your thoughts on the game now, looking back to last Friday.
It was one of those situations, Dan, that you find yourselves in when you're in a full-time education program as well as like a football development program as well. But we had it was obviously Friday, so we had the B team game, so the reserve team game on the Saturday. We then had 5 boys redoing English and maths, so I had a lesson during while the game was on. And it was our choice to rearrange the game with Dartford, and I really appreciate Dartford rearranging the game because it was during half term, and we had quite a few boys away and stuff like that, so we rearranged the game. So, the rearrangement did help us, but didn't help us enough in terms of selection. We had obviously, like I say, 4 or 5 boys missing due to... So we ended up with, probably to coincide with the amount of chances we created, we didn't have a single centre-half on the pitch. We had 2 centre midfield players playing in the back 3. We had a full-back playing in the back 3. So it was a very attacking team then. So I wasn't surprised to see that we genuinely, in the first 10-15 minutes, had 1 off the line, 2 go by the post. It was like... literally, okay, this is actually working out in our favour. But then the defensive frailties and the decision-making, obviously being out of their comfort zone, did shine through on a couple of the goals for them. But I didn't have any issue with it. It's a real anomaly, that game. I take it as that. It's a real anomaly. I don't really put that in the Wednesday categories that we have been having. But I am looking for today. We are, today, probably near enough as full strength as we could be. So... that comes with now, I'm expecting delivering on the pitch and a certain level of performance. So, no, it'd be good.
Yeah, absolutely. We've gone from one extreme to the other in many ways, haven't we? Because you're absolutely right. Last Friday, we had that fixture rearrangement, and that was what it was, and with the timing and logistics. But as a result, obviously with the students committed to their education, of course, it did mean we have to change things. But as you say, by contrast today, full strength, looking really good. And what are we looking for today, and what we're expecting from Oxford City, who are our opponents this afternoon?
We've had Mark Beard coming in with us. He had a few hospital appointments and things like that he had to do with prior to half term. But once now he's sorted all that out, we've managed to get a regular sort of programme going. So last 2 Mondays he's been in. He came in yesterday and did an analysis session for us. On a lot of the stuff that he'd been working on, and then accompanied with obviously the training that we're doing as well. I'm hoping that we see some marked improvements, and that's not because of any other reason. Then obviously Beardo's excellent, and the boys really responded. And I've seen like a real, that obviously universal approach from the first team down, and knowing that the messages coming from him are that of the first team. These young lads really buy into that. So I think that buying into is, I'm hoping going to pay off today. So, we've charged them with 5 things that Beardo's worked on to deliver on today, and we're going to score them out of 10. So a little bit of a developmental approach, not to look at too much outside of that. Obviously, there's certain things that will come outside of that, but the actual judgment today is going to be on the 5 things. I'm not going to say them, but the 5 things that Beardo's worked on and that we're looking to make sure that we're good at, and that should give us a good chance in the game. Obviously, it's difficult when you haven't seen other teams play, but obviously I've managed to get some info on Oxford. They've had a decent start, 4 games, sitting mid-table. But, if I'm being totally honest with you, Dan, I'd fancy us today. I really would. We played the top sort of 5 teams in our opening games, in our opening 6 games. So, I'm looking now to these sort of fixtures and thinking, okay, well, if that's the benchmark there, and we've been so close, these sort of games, I'm hoping that we can really compete.
Brilliant stuff. And just finally, and obviously looking back to last Saturday, and we talked about the availability with the players as well. One of the positives was their involvement in the B team on Saturday. Another win for the B team. Just want to quickly touch on that because few of the lads were involved. It was Ruben's first game as well in charge since Reece has obviously moved on. So positive in that aspect.
Really well. And then just obviously to couple with, we made the right decision not playing them on Friday because Matt Hayes scored and Jack Saunders, who did play on Friday.
Well, I was going to say, Jack and Matt on the score sheet. And it must be worth mentioning as well, Harvey scored in the game last week. An unbelievable goal. Just want to give him a mention there as well.
100%. Yeah, how unfair of me not to mention that. Yeah, that is goal of the season. I don't think there'll be a better goal. And he's going to hate us that we didn't have the VO up on the day because it was downloaded. But literally an absolute screamer. That is worthy. Worthy of
good sort of 30, 40 yards out, wasn't it? It was just
on the half volley.
Yeah.
The keeper had no chance. It was just absolutely outrageous goal. But we have got that quality, so it's just finding it on a consistent basis. But no, the B team done really well. Really pleased with Ruben getting off to a good start. He's excellent, and obviously such a shame about Reece, but obviously having a charismatic head coach that can step in and fill the void as manager as well. And and I'm so, by all accounts, it was 3-0 up until the 89th minute.
Yeah,
could have been 7 or 8, and then it was just 2 lapses in concentrations late on that made it look like a tighter game than what it was. So, I had a meeting with Ruben last night, absolutely buzzing, really enjoying the spell. Obviously, the first couple of weeks is always that honeymoon period. And he's going to Montpellier on Saturday and, he's hoping for another good result. So, they're doing really well, 4th in the league. A couple of games more than others, but it's better to have the games chalked off than have them in the bank. So, he's, I'm hoping he does really well. So, and I'm sure he will.
Great stuff. And, brilliant to see Jack and Matt getting on the score sheet for the B team last week as well. Great stuff. Cheers, Jordan, and we'll hope to catch up later on.
Top man.